Dichol Uncensored, a show that brings to you private struggles of everyday people in a bid to inspire healing in this beautiful thing called life. Today on the streets, we have with us powerful stories. You must stay tuned. This is Dichol Uncensored. Do you know that 1 out of 30 persons gets raped every 30 minutes? That's astonishing, right? And according to the Kenya Crime Scene Investigation Report of 2016, only 1 out of 30 such cases gets reported. And that's how come you've never heard about it. In the recent week, child protection activists in Kisumu have raised the concern about the rising number of these gruesome acts of rape and defilement. I am Winnie Wadera, and I am a rape survivor. So we are in the back streets of Kisumu's main street, and I am chilling out here with my girl Leah. And Leah is an entrepreneur in Kisumu. What do you do, Leah?
Hi.
Yeah, right into it.
Oh, great. Hi, I'm an entrepreneur in Kisumu. I run a juice shop. It's called Lollipops Kisumu. Yeah.
Juice shop.
It's a juice shop.
Why juice and not clothes or anything else?
It's something I'm passionate about.
Yeah. Ever
and
since you're young, juice.
I just want to help create a healthy world, you know.
Nutritious world. We're quite motherly. You and I are survivors.
Yeah, we are.
Been through rape.
Yeah, we've been there.
Yeah. And there's a reason why we are sitting on this mango tree. It has a special memory for Leah.
Oh yeah. This is where it all went down back in March 22nd, 2014.
2014.
Yeah, around 3 o'clock in the morning. I was coming from a club, and you know, I'd come from Ugunja and tunaenda Kisumu, let's go see how people party in Kisumu. So I left Ugunja and came to a friend's place, and I think I was meeting a friend of mine. We were in the same NGO. I wouldn't mention where. So we were to hang out that night. We hung out in a different club, then went to a different one. So at around 2:30, we decided, we need to get home. We need to go get some sleep. So she went, and I took a picky was coming to Railways.
Here.
Yeah, to my friend's place. And I knew where the house was. So I knew I was supposed to count 3 blocks, but I didn't count the 3rd block. I miscounted them. I miscounted the blocks. So instead of counting 3, I counted 2. And that's how I ended up being attacked by some two guys. One was really rough, and the other one sounded like still an amateur, like he was just being taught how to,
introduced to
robbing and stuff.
People.
So Alimpiga Ngeta. I was like, okay, I have nothing on me. Take whatever you want. I just have 50 shillings on my side pocket and my phone. So they took that, and he hit me really hard. For the first time, I think I nosebleed. I've never nosebleed, and this guy hit me, and I didn't even realize it. So this guy's let me go.
Oh,
let me go.
They let you go after they hit you and you nosebleed.
Yeah, and they took my phone. They let me go. So I was walking. When I reached there, I was like, damn. All the photos of my son are in this
SIM card.
In this memory card. Everything I ever remember about him since pregnancy until now, when he's around 1 year, birth and stuff. It's in all this. If I told these guys to give me the memory card, they would just give it to me. I mean, it has a sentimental value for me. So I came back and told those guys, can I have the memory card, please?
You found those muggers.
They were still stood here. They didn't go. I mean, it's such a first thing. I was like, can I just have the memory card at least? And I thought they would, because the amateur one said like, yeah, just come and get it. And I was like, yeah. So as I came to pick the memory card, the bad guy, he grabbed me and he pushed me over there at the concrete. And that's when I realized, damn,
Wow,
It's really, yeah, I'm about to get raped. And with the small information I had, like if you ever encounter a rapist,
submit.
Yeah, you just submit. I tried to make him understand, like I was into.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you know what? I've also not had sex in a very long time. I would appreciate if you were gentle. So he went in. He asked the amateur guy to go in first.
Wow.
But I think the amateur guy was so self-aware, and he didn't quite penetrate. He pulled out. He actually pushed my hand off. So when this big bad guy came in, he was tall, slender, and really dark, and he was putting on an overall coat, a black one.
Yeah.
So he came in, he did his thing. He's over there, and he left. But one of them tried to help me find my shoes, but at that point I couldn't. I just ran. I think my flight instincts came in, and I just ran. So I ran until, you see that where there's a red roofed house. Yeah, so I came through from the back, and there were dogs there, and for the first time I never felt so safe around dogs. One of them was saying, oh, tumpeleke huko hivyo chini, and I was like, God, at this point, don't allow that to happen.
That was after the process or before?
Before, as they were pushing me there, they were like, twende huko hivyo chini. The possibility of being gang raped down there was so high, and I was like, at this point, God, there's nothing worse that could happen. Just don't allow me to go those sides. Don't allow these guys to take me over there. And that's how I ended up being put on that concrete over there. So when they let me go, my flight instincts kicked in, and I ran. I went behind that house because I was like, I can't scream. I am freaking out. I don't know where I can get help, but where I'm going to stop is where the light is. That house has a security light outside. So I ran and came from the back and stood there. There were dogs barking and barking. For the first time in my life, I've never felt so safe around dogs like that day. They didn't bite me. They would have attacked me. They didn't. They just surrounded me. Man, and I kept knocking at this woman's window. I kept knocking and knocking and knocking. Open up, open up, open up. I need your help. I need you to get me to a hospital. I need to call my mom. So, lucky enough, there was a security vehicle that was patrolling the area. I sat in the boots and I told them to take me to the police station. So I went to the police station,
Reported the case,
and the police took me to the district hospital, this one here.
Yeah.
So we got there and they gave me pep drugs, the blue pill and the white one, and then they gave me P2.
Yeah.
But then I threw up, and I think I threw up the P2s. So I got pregnant.
Oh, you got pregnant from the rape. Wow.
Yeah, I got pregnant, I think, because I threw up the P2s. I got pregnant and I had to procure an abortion. So to young girls out there and young boys, stay vigilant, be your first line of defense. No one anticipates to be raped, but in case you find yourself in that situation, you should try and have an upper hand, okay? Either be submissive and work with condoms so they can put on condoms. If that doesn't happen and it so happens to you that you're raped, try to get help as fast as you can. Go to the police, report the issue, then go to hospital, get medical help. If they never use the condom, get PEP and also pills for pregnancy. Just make sure you've done what you could fast before time elapses, before 72 hours elapse. Then the other part of going through the psychological and emotional trauma, you can see a counselor, or you can talk to someone. It's always relieving to talk to someone about it. It makes you feel like there's someone who understands and can relate to your problems.
It's important to be able to share your story. It's not embarrassing, it's okay. You are not the problem, they are the problem. All right, I was raped, she was raped, all of these people who have shared the stories were raped, and we're here to talk about our stories. So it's okay, don't be shy, don't be embarrassed. It does not define you, you define your worth.
My name is Hiral Matete. I am 24 years old. I love modeling. I love kids.
So she's going to tell us more about herself and what she does and all that makes Hyro. So Hyro, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, tell us a little more about who you are and what you do.
My name is Hyro Matete. I'm the CEO of Angels of Sunset. Angels of Sunset is an organization that supports slum kids' education through fashion and performing arts. So we have events every school holiday where these kids showcase their talent. People pay to come and watch them perform, and from the money we've raised from ticket sales, we are able to support a few to be in school.
What drove your passion to working with children?
So what drove my passion is I am a teacher by profession. So during my teaching practice, I used to see a lot of challenges that the kids were going through. So I opted for something that would make learning more fun and more inviting for the kids.
That's creative. Now, informally, when we were catching up, you shared with me something that transformed your whole life. Maybe you want to tell us a little more about that.
I was from an event where I was performing, and then late in the night I was dropped home with a friend, and on getting into my compound there were two boys who were inside. So we got in and I was with my friend, and one of them put a panga on my neck and another one a knife on my friend's neck and drove us away from our place and raped us.
Wow. What step did you take after that?
So we went back home to inform the other people what had happened, and then we were taken to the hospital where we were given P2.
Okay. Other than just the pregnancy control pill, what else were you given?
So we were given PEP and another medicine to stop us from getting an STI infection.
Yeah.
I was so depressed and I felt so lonely, and I felt I wasn't worth even being alive. So I was so depressed that I didn't want to involve myself with anyone or move around with people. I just used to stay in my house and in my bedroom and sleep the whole day, the whole night.
But this is 2018 and you're up doing your business, working with children, inspiring them. So what happened that you were able to bounce back?
I felt these kids really needed my help, and plus the love they were showing me. Them writing me letters over and over asking why I'm not coming for training.
Also, the kids would write you letters?
Yes, so the kids were writing me letters to ask me, teacher, mbono kuji training? Teacher, why is this? Why? So I just felt I needed to come back for them, and plus my family was so supportive that I felt me pitying myself was really making them depressed, and I felt they really needed to help me, but they didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So I felt I really needed to bounce back for my family, my kids at Angels of Sunset, and everyone that was around me then.
Oh, that is so bold. Now this family, you talked about family and friends. How did they respond to you when they heard that you were raped? Maybe family is different, but your friends and...
So there was mixed reaction. Some were saying I deserved being raped. Some pitied me. Some were like, hiyo ni story ya kawaida, hiyo stories za rape. So people reacted differently in different ways, in different levels that they knew me.
Interesting. So your boyfriend, are you dating?
Yes, I am in a relationship.
How did you respond when you told him? Did you even tell him, or how did he learn that this happened to you?
So when we were raped, they actually even took our phones, so I didn't have any means of communicating to him. So I just told a friend of mine to inform him, and he was abroad, so immediately he was informed. He found a way of reaching me through my mom's phone, and then I later on explained to him what had happened, and he said he was going to come back to Kenya and take care of me, and he came back to Kenya and is now taking care of me.
Oh, that's so sweet. I mean, a lot of times survivors of defilement and rape don't have that kind of tight support system. So this is really something that adds value in how someone bounces back and someone gets healing. Talking of which, how do you feel about the people that did this to you? Do you know them? If you don't know them, how do you generally feel about them? When you think about them, how do you feel?
Sometimes it's so frightening, and still I get so scared meeting men on the road, and I really avoid walking alone or walking in places that I don't see people frequently. And sometimes when I am home alone, I feel like someone is going to break in and do that again, because a few days ago, a few months ago, they broke into our house and hit me, and all my mom could scream about was wamekuja kurepu mtoto wangu tena. So it stuck in my mind that anytime I feel in the night some scratch, I feel like, oh, someone is coming in to do this again.
It revives that fear. And now, what are your next steps?
Oh, so next steps then, I went through counseling that really helped me a lot, and I feel everyone should go through it if you really need to recover kabisa. So I went through 13 sessions of counseling at Aga Khan that I feel has really helped me, and at least it's helping me cope up with this.
You are lucky that you're able to access some form of counseling, and not everybody out there is able to get counseling, so it's something that we really need to maybe find how we can get support from county government or non-state actors. And talking about litigation, did you report to the police about what happened to you?
Yeah, I did report to the police, because as much as we were raped, we were also robbed of the stuff we were carrying. So we reported to the police, but you see, Kenyan police, nothing was ever done. I want you guys to be friendly, give people a chance to share with you their stories, and it's only by us sharing our stories that we are able to heal, stop stigmatizing us, and stop saying that it's the fault of a woman for her being raped. And for parents, I see now so many kids are getting raped, and even from my agency, one of my kids has just gotten raped, and she has no one to talk to. It's because the parents have refused to accept what has happened. The parents have refused to accept that this is something the child is going through, and they're still keeping it in denial and hiding the child. Not by hiding will the child heal. Let the child come out, let the child talk to someone who has gone through the experience. And even if you can't afford counseling, try and reach out to someone who might have gone through the same experience, and it will really heal your child.
So the message is clear. We need concerted efforts. Different stakeholders to come on board and reinforce why rape should be kicked out of Kisumu and why rape should be kicked out of Kenya. Non-state actors, the government, community members, all of us, religious leaders, we need to come and speak with one voice, which is kick rape out of Kisumu. Kick rape out of our world. This is Dichol Uncensored.